September 15, 2008. The once mighty investment firm Lehman Brothers files for bankruptcy, leaving 25,000 employees without a job.
It's terrible. People are grabbing all their stuff.
The company's collapse set off a domino effect, terrified investors and sent the global economy into freefall.
We're now down 43%.
What in the world is happening on Wall Street?
Two-year note yields went from 190 to 166 in the blink of an eye.
The US housing market imploded, homes were foreclosed, unemployment numbers soared as businesses laid off millions of workers. President Obama signed off on a $700 billion bailout for banks and companies and vowed to overhaul financial regulation.
We did not choose how this crisis began, but we do have a choice in the legacy this crisis leaves behind.
So what does that legacy look like 5 years later?
Washington and the Wall Street bankers are in the pockets of each other.
Edward Wyckoff Williams used to be an investment banker and has first-hand experience of the industry's sense of impunity.
It's not just Wall Street that we have to hold to account. It's our elected leaders, and then even the judges who allow this kind of thing to remain so deeply embedded in the culture.
Lehman Brothers and Bear Stearns are gone, swallowed up by Barclays and JP Chase respectively. Merrill Lynch was absorbed by Bank of America. But for most of the big banks, it's like the financial crisis never happened. JP Morgan made $6.1 billion profit in the second quarter this year, up 32% from the previous year. Wells Fargo reported a profit of $5.2 billion in the same period, up 20%. And also posting huge gains was Citigroup, which received tens of billions of dollars in taxpayer bailout money. It made $4.18 billion, up 42%. While the economy is undoubtedly improving, millions of Americans are still struggling.
There are other people who are continuing to rely on debt, consumer debt, credit cards and other debt to pay basic living expenses, and relying on food stamps and Medicaid and other kinds of benefits. And this includes workers who are working full-time in many cases.
The key question now, could September 2008 happen again?
Banks are actually reducing the amount of cash that they're holding in order to protect against another crash. That basically is a recipe for disaster.
The Big Apple will always be one of the biggest and most important financial cities in the world. But the 2008 economic meltdown exposed a system fueled by corporate greed and a federal government still unable or unwilling to rein it in. Cath, Al Jazeera, New York.